fool for them. Cameron. You know what I'm saying? Can't be a fool for them. You know what I'm saying? Can't be a fool for them. Cameron. You know what I'm saying? Can't be a fool for them.
This is a pre-recorded live. What's up, man?
What up, bro?
We back.
One more again.
Who are we?
Singleton.
And I'm Brown.
And we what?
We live.
Let's get them, bro.
Man, we got a treat today, man.
We just went through Halloween. We need a treat.
I ain't say the other word.
Oh.
We got a treat for the people, man.
But if you said we had tricks, we had no problem.
I ain't tricking nobody, man. I ain't tricking nobody.
I just throw you off the game, bro.
You always, I'm trying to be politically correct most of the time. Yeah, man. Good to be here, man.
That was good, man.
Your day was good?
Huh?
Your day was all right?
Hey, every day I'm breathing, I'm good, bro. When it's not good, I won't call you.
Hey, right about that. I guess I ain't received no call that day.
Yeah.
So, man, we got a show today, man. Roundtable discussion with some young men we brought on. We're gonna start bringing more and more people to help somebody. We're not here for everybody, but we're here for somebody. So these two young men that we brought on, experts in their own right, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, you know what I'm saying? First, I'm gonna go to this young man, Mr. Johnson.
Well, I appreciate you introducing me, Mr. Brown. My name is Jared Johnson. It's nice to be here. Oh, yes, my name is Mr. Johnson. It's nice to be here. Glad to be here. Been watching this and been watching Mr. Brown for quite some time now. My mentor since I started my education journey to educate those who want to be educated and those who don't want to be educated.
We serious. Okay. Wait, I got a question.
Oh, I knew it.
How'd you educate them that don't want to be educated?
Don't give up on it.
Don't give up on them?
You don't give up on somebody, man. You.
I don't know, bro. I give them a little bit and I fade back. I double back later.
That's not giving up on them. You're right. Double back later.
Yeah, they
give them time for maybe the marinade or sink in or something.
They ain't gonna wear me out.
No.
I give them a little bit and I vanish. You know, they come find me, I know they're ready.
Yeah.
Then I go check on them again later. They don't find me, then I dip back out again.
That mean you care.
No, I mean, I ain't wasting my time.
That is. But as long as you gave them that second chance, that's what matters.
Yeah. I can't want it for them more than they want it for themselves. So, okay. So I'm gonna start looking at giving people stuff they don't need. I mean, they don't want. I'm gonna start doing that. Like, you don't want this knowledge, but you're gonna get it.
Yes.
Every other day at 7 o'clock, I'm gonna show back up.
Yep.
That's
start leaking on that concrete like a drip of water.
I would not be that consistent.
I know.
He's patient.
He's patient.
Yeah.
This other young man, my boy, been knowing him for a long time. Feel like we bringing him out or something. But I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
How are we doing out there in YouTube land? My name is Bobby Frazier. I am a youth advocate, educator, believer in the Most High God, and just searching for a little bit more truth in what we're trying to do and enlighten souls. And so I want to thank Brown and Singleton for bringing me on this journey. We're going to get into this topic so that we won't waste your time. So I'm ready when you are.
No, next time you got to say Dr. Frazier.
Dr. Frazier.
I'm about to put that right
You ain't never lied. Hey, you put that, everybody right there like, Dr. Frazier.
Dr. Dre got
that is so funny, right? Because I was just about to start this doctorate program once I finish this other program. So that is already speaking to my man. I already
Tell you. It's just when he said it, what I wrote down here, I wrote doctor. When he started speaking, I wrote doctor right there.
Yeah, don't get me started with that, but he got a lot of work to do. I ain't gonna start on him on here, but he got a lot of work to do, a lot of wisdom. A lot of people can learn from him, but this is gonna be good. We're gonna get into the topic. So the topic is a round table discussion with men. We all different ages. We all got different experiences, but we got a common thread, which is we believe in the Most High, and we want to help somebody be better. And men, we really want to help you all become better. Inbox us, subscribe, like, follow, hit us up on all our platforms, Singleton-Brown Live. We coming to you, so open the eyes, give sight to the blind, you know what I'm saying? Which is ignorance. You don't know what you don't know, but you need to go find out. So yeah, today we just want to talk about some topics. So we're gonna jump right into it. I gotta start it off with questions. We can go around with it. Each person can take a turn. First part of it is the state of our black people in 2022. What do we do to help our people? And if you can help them, what would you do and why?
Well, if you're asking me as a teacher, what I do, I can't say what I want to do. I can tell you what I do. What I do almost every day. I teach my kids how to take the first step. Problem is, we hear some words that we hear something about somebody who ain't never did. For example, when somebody says something about getting an LLC, nobody wants to get started. Teaching kids how to get started at something they don't know how to do can change everything. Because then that'll go into when they develop relationships, they'll know how to get started. When it's time to apply themselves to what they need to apply themselves, they'll have no problem getting started. The issue is nobody ever gets started. Everybody just wants to stay stuck on the same stuff. Nobody wants to do nothing new. Nobody wants to learn nothing new. But if you can just teach them how to get started with something different, even though it sounds difficult, you'll find out once you Google it, it's not that hard.
Teach our kids to get started.
Yeah. What grade you teach right now?
High school, 9 through 12.
When you say they can Google it, I got a 9-year-old upstairs, and that's what she does is Google. If I question her how to spell something, Ken, all I have to do is Google it. You know what I mean? At 9, it's like she sits there and she goes, I'm intelligent Sydney today. And she sits there and Google big words and she sends text messages out with all this knowledge. And then she'll regress and just chill out. Like, Sydney, you're not smart, intelligent Sydney today? She goes, no. Like, she pick and choose.
And too much knowledge yesterday. I need to relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Cup runneth over. You know, she just picking her own flow.
Yeah.
At least she's seeking knowledge.
Yeah, that teaching them to get started though, it's just about teaching them self-discipline to begin. And it's like the shortest. No, I can't say that. Never mind. I gotta hold it back.
See, what she had, you was about to say something. What I'm happy about hearing, she has a habit of getting started.
Yeah.
You create that to become a habit, not just something to know you should do, but it actually becomes where you just get started when it's time to do things. For instance, somebody show up at I like to show up early everywhere I go. To be early is to be on time, to be late. Oh my God, I'm not going to that. To show up early, you show up early to the family function, right?
Me?
I'm saying, when people show up early to the family function, you know what I do?
What?
Let me help you out, grandma. Let me carry that for you, because I know I'm going to get a big plate.
Oh,
It's going to come back and reward it, because I took the first initiative. Teach kids how to step up, say God bless you, open doors, excuse me, all those things are stepping up and getting started.
I like that.
Teach them to get started. So you say that, Ms. Johnson, you know what I'm saying, that the education thing, you teach high school.
I do.
The state of our schools, getting started, we late. You teach high school. What about, you got kids that can't read, can't add subtract. When they gonna get started?
I'm hoping when they go get started when they ready. There's no other way to put it. It's a personal decision, but I hope somebody teaches them to be started.
All you have to say is their parents gotta get started. That's their first teachers. Get started on reading to them. Get started on teaching them the basics.
Problem is the parents not in my classroom, Mr. Brown. They are. I can only do what God give me. And I'm hoping I can do enough.
When you get a chance to talk to any of them parents,
when I do talk to parents,
I was about to say,
I get
tell
them
them
started.
Mr. Brown said, help your child, read to them, speaking to them, get started.
Yes.
You know what they're gonna say, right?
That was your job, is?
No, they're gonna say, who the hell is Mr. Brown?
Tell them Google.
You don't know Mr. Brown.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ken. What would you do?
Oh, no,
You know, state of your people.
I'm last.
Go ahead, Mr. Frazier.
I guess you want me to go. It's a combination of a lot of stuff. I think one of the things that we forget is that this has been a condition for a long time, and so understand that this is a condition for a long time. We have to act like emergency rooms. So when you go to the emergency room, there is a condition that you have that needs to be dealt with right then. And so when you're in the emergency room, we have to ask you what's going on first. And I think that's the total thing that we're missing. We're missing, especially with our children, asking the question, what is really going on in your world? And if we ask that question first, then we can at least probe to get to the answer. The second thing I think when we're in the emergency room is we have to ask the parents for the birth certificate, the doctor's appointments doctor's appointment when we go to the doctor and the doctor says, well, here's your blood pressure and this is what it's been for such and such time, or here's this and here's that. So those medical records will help us. So when we get the medical records from the parents, we get an understanding of not only what the parent has done, but now what the child is diagnosed. And so diagnosis means that we can understand where the child is coming from, even though we asked. Because the child may not understand where they're coming from or may not even know how to explain it to you, but the diagnosis is there. So when the parent gives us the diagnosis, now we can kind of filter and say, okay, these are the things that we can offer to assist our community, because our community is built upon single parenthood. So we can offer that assistance. And once we get that assistance, then we can say, okay, these are the things that are most important. And I think one of the things that's most important was what you said, is educating our people. How do we do that though? The only simple way to do it is to say, if you have someone who is uneducated, the only thing that we can do is to give them the education that they need. And I think most parents don't have that, and that's why they don't get involved in education. So educating them bit by bit can help us get to where we need to be. But education doesn't always mean a book. My mother never went to college, but she had what we call husband. And what that means is that mother wit. So she had that mother wit, and she always told me, you're trying to go to college. It's just like looking outside of a candy store. All the candy that you see on the outside looks good until you walk on the inside and you gotta pay for it. And see, that's the thing that we gotta see. We gotta see if the parents are willing to pay for it. And if they're willing to pay for it, when I say pay for it, I'm not talking about money. Blood, sweat, and tears. Will I give this up for my baby that you say you love so much? Will I give it up? I made a commitment to give it up. If they're willing to give it up, then I think it'll change. And I'll just say this real quick. I think of a story that Muhammad Ali told, they told about Muhammad Ali. And he was in a boxing fight. And he was, fighting this boxer. And the boxer caught him good and knocked him down. And he was on his back. And in his mind, he knew when he was going to get up. So he grabs the ropes at about 6. He's stumbling on the ropes at about 8. The referee grabs him and says, "You okay?" He says, "Yes." His corner wanted to throw in the towel. He said, no, I'm gonna make it through this round. Makes it through the round, he sits down. His trainer tells him, "Hey man, we gotta throw the towel in because he got you and you not yourself." He said, "Let me just buy some time. If I buy some time, I'll win the fight." Goes out, fights. Fight is over, he wins by 2 points. Howard Cosell, the former or the famous announcer, asked him, "What were you thinking when he got you and you fell to the ground?" And this is what I always remember, and I always try to tell students and parents. Muhammad Ali said, "When I got knocked down, it occurred to me that the ground was no place for a champion." And all I can remember and think about is, dang, even when we get knocked down by life, and even when we get knocked down by uneducated people, even when we get knocked down because I can't read, there's no way for a champion to be. The champion is always gonna rise. And so if we can get them to think about rising, and no matter what the circumstances is, just to think about rising, I think we can solve that issue.
That was good.
I am not gonna follow that.
You said it. You sure said it.
I am not gonna follow that.
All right. You up, buddy?
Wait, I gotta go. I got the preacher, the doctor.
Stop that, man.
Hey, I said what? What you say? I'm going last. Go ahead. You can have it. The state of our people, man.
About
2022.
Uh-huh.
What would you do if you had, the power to change something right now? What would you do and why?
I'll probably, I don't know. My pet peeve, I'll probably reform child support. No, because a lot of guys are absent, and child support is part of the reason. And I would probably reform child support situations. I'll probably find a way to bring balance to the house where you have a 2-parent household. And it's like, because the way the economy is today, is geared, you need a two-parent household to survive. And the way child support is structured, they want to take money from the man, tear down his house to try to build up another house. Then you got two broken homes. You see what I'm saying? I would try to change that. Yeah, I would change that because you know how many dudes are absent in their kids' life over money. And it's like they ain't got it and they ain't walking without it. So I'll probably do that. But like I said, I still can't follow this man though.
Well, he ain't got started.
I called him a doctor. He started preaching.
Hey, you spoke it up. Hey, you spoke it up. Hey, that what it about. Build our brothers up.
Yeah.
Me personally, for that same question, I believe in family and marriage. I would incentivize people getting married on purpose. Every 5-10 years, you get a bonus. Because without the family, none of this matters. Because if I get them people back together, the man and woman, and then throw everything at that relationship, because it need to be built, because a lot of men and women ain't built. We wasn't taught how to be married and be wives and husbands. So we're going to take a lot of resources to keep that thing together, but I do all I can to get the man and woman back together in the household, throw everything at education, resources. I'm going to help everything I can to get the family back together, because without family, there's no community, and now we divided, you know what I'm saying? So I would incentivize being married. You got people married for 40 years and we not even celebrating.
But if you incentivize them getting married, you're not talking about every 5 years they get a check, they just get a bigger tax break.
Why not? All that.
Okay.
Can you go into that a little bit?
What?
The 5 years, like what? I don't know nothing about it.
Oh, so this young man been married. Mr. Johnson been married for a
I'm trying to
year.
hear about this bonus.
Oh, when's your anniversary, man?
Thank you. Oh,
Wait,
September 3rd.
Huh?
September 3rd, we just passed the year.
September 30th? Okay. We hit Sunday be 1 year.
Okay. Congratulations. Congratulations.
This is what?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 year.
Oh,
Boy, go figure that out. Okay, let's go.
I'll save it after I hit the bonus.
But yeah, this is me. I'm always thinking about stuff like that. So incentivizing the marriage, one, you know what I'm saying, they come together. And if they trying to buy a house, we have all kind of down payment assistance program. Because you need we need a base.
About no money down to the married couple.
You need more.
Okay.
Think about it, you know what I'm saying? We supposed to have men taking care of our daughters getting married anyway. So if just throwing all that at the family structure, to strengthen up the family base, so the man won't have to struggle as hard. You already got to go out and fight the world and do everything else. But just having them necessities. Huh?
That's growing on that like that. I can see that.
Yeah, why we not incentivizing people being together? You talking about child support, it's a lot of money that's around that. But what about marriage? You don't have nothing. Tell me something, a incentive for getting married.
A little cheap, measly tax break that they give out now.
You understand what I'm saying?
Filing together.
And then the thing about it, I think it would help the families, because there's so many people having kids out of wedlock. And I feel like if we would do better by at least coming together and thinking about it, going to counseling, you sure this is what we need to do? Maybe we need to wait. Do I like you? Why would I have a kid? We're gonna wait till we understand each other. Then we bring a kid, because it's expensive to bring a kid. And then the single mom won't be as single if we start bringing dad home and we start coming together and getting married and have incentives every 5, 10. You know what I'm saying? I've been married 20 years.
You looking for 4 chances.
I'm just saying. I'm the father that I want back pay. I didn't want a little back pay. I've been doing what I'm supposed to do. And I kept my family together. You know what I'm saying? My kids are grown now, but you know what I'm saying? But I just think, starting with the base, the family.
You know some people say when you say that, I raised my kids, I kept my family together. You know people will say to that.
I don't know what they might say.
Like, what you want, a cookie?
Yes.
What you doing what we supposed to do anyway?
We idolize foolishness.
The world,
you know what I'm saying? We look at foolishness and idolize and put it on and give accolades and all this, and people been married together. That's what this world was founded on. Nothing is not valuable. Show me value.
People don't like it when I say this, but I always say this when we talk about marriage and longevity. I like, even though they got other issues in their relationship, so people say, I'm not in there. But when Will Smith and Jada got married, they made a conscious decision no matter what happens in this relationship, we taking divorce off the table. So wherever issue come up, divorce is not an option. So we have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And we're there 26 years now. Something like that.
Only reason why it's so big is because they're famous. If they weren't famous, would you know this story? No. Unless you know him.
Well, but
Think about it.
I like
It's
the concept though.
They just on display.
Yeah, but
If they weren't famous, you wouldn't even know about nothing about this.
them doing that is in representation of many moons ago when great grandmama them was married 30, 40 years, like divorce wasn't an option.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes granddad had 2, 3 kids
did all
on
that.
the other side of the street, but
Yeah.
nobody was going nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, it was about togetherness.
We got the next topic. The next topic is family. We as men gotta stop thinking in that old mentality of what grandpa did. That ain't gonna work in this.
Yeah, we can't do that. Oh no, man.
But we think that though. Think about it. We thinking women women ain't doing it. I'm sorry, they not our grandma. And men are we still talk. I'm going to work and I come on, you supposed to be appreciative. I had to check myself with that. I thought about it.
They got these two.
Man, we're the 21st century. They be looking, my wife looking at me like, you better wash them dishes. Oh, we gonna eat. You hungry, right? I be there complaining, washing dishes. You know what I'm saying? So the roles is different, man. You gotta just stay together. You gotta work. Love each other.
But there has to be a understanding of balance, right?
They got we don't know our roles. I wasn't taught.
So
My wife wasn't taught how to be a wife.
And I wasn't taught how to be a wife.
Understand?
I mean, a husband. Yeah, but my wife, I think, was taught how to be a wife. But at the same time, there's still some things that I think there has to be the balance. And the balance has to be to understand, one, we're in this together. But two, where do I lead? Because there's gonna be an opportunity for me to lead. And if I don't know when I'm supposed to lead, then it won't work. Because she's gonna do some things that she's trying to do that she ain't capable of doing. The one thing I've always said, I talk to a lot of my married friends and I always say, well, at the end of the day, the role that you started with is what she's expecting throughout this, right?
Yeah.
And so in expecting it throughout this, she's understanding. The one thing that I've always believed is I never freeze when it comes to, okay, I gotta do this, X, Y, and Z, right? And so one time I was thinking my wife is gonna freeze. But she showed me something totally different. I'm like, whoa, she ain't freezing. I'm gonna ride with this one, cause she ain't freezing. And so when she didn't freeze and I learned, cause my mother had always implemented in the back of my head, you gotta find a woman that's gonna take care of them kids. And I'm not just talking about saying you the mom. I mean, take care of them kids.
Yeah.
And so what I've learned, and I sit back and watch my wife is, when I first married her, I said, I'm Mufasa. You gotta be. And so what she didn't understand, now she has the understanding that when Mufasa yells and roars, right after Mufasa yells and roars, you gotta go get them babies and say, hey, this is why daddy did X, Y, and Z.
Nurture.
If you don't want him to do this, here go what you gotta do. I'll take care of daddy on the back end, but you gotta do this, because I can't make him stop unless you do this. And so that's what I mean by
balance.
that. And so that balance helps now because I understand when they go to mama, I immediately wait till she finish, and then I'll double back and say, listen, this is why daddy did this. So it reinforces what mama already reinforced. Now the thing that we've learned throughout the process is, okay, there's a certain thing that we have to do in order to make it go. And that is, we have to understand each other's space. That's the one thing that I think we miss so much of, because we came in as individuals.
Oh, yeah.
We still gonna be individuals, but we just at a time are together on some things. You know, and when I say on some things, on this life journey, but we're individuals. And so if I don't give her space, she gotta have her space with her girls. But the most important thing that we gotta remember in marriage is she gotta have her space with her, so she can regroup and think some things through as an individual, and then bring them and say, hey baby, I was thinking about this when I was certain. Because I do it all the time, like, hey, what do you think about this? Because I was thinking about this. And so now it gives us the opportunity to strengthen it, because I don't have to come in with making up anything. I don't have to come in with, oh, well, let me see, I don't want to hurt her feelings. No, I can come in with, hey baby, this is how I was feeling. Tell me what you think. And so now the family, that structure, once we get that together, now it's an outbreak for our community. Because now I can say, I'm gonna give the world, not Bobby Frazier, the individual. Bobby Frazier, the individual, the married man, the father, the community builder, all those things, now I can give it. But if I don't have that base, which is the family, I can never give that.
Something you said in the beginning. You said that the person that you were in the beginning of the relationship, that's what they're gonna expect all the way through. But does that leave room for like growth?
Or you're gonna grow, but we're talking about, let's just say for instance, my wife told me 2 months ago, when you first married me, or before you married me, and when we got married, you used to write all these poems for me. What happened? And so I'll tell her, I still write the poems, but I just didn't have enough time, and then I had to catch myself and say, wait a minute, you know what? Starting such and such, I'm gonna implement what I started, and that's writing poems. Why? Because I know that gives her the drive to be like, that's my man, and he did that because so you're still evolving, but you have to understand that in that space, you still gotta give her what she got in the beginning. Because if you don't, and she loved what you gave her, she gonna start looking for that thing that you gave her. And if you don't give that thing what she gets, then it is gonna be somebody that's gonna say he wanna give it to her, but it's you understand what I'm saying? So you gonna have to give her that, but you still growing.
Sound like gonna be some furniture.
Right. I said I'm on my first year's journey. Finally, year 1 down. Said we're gonna do this till we hit 100 years old. So
100.
70 and some, we got 7 years left to go. Not lie, we got not 70 more years to go. 31. Same thing he was bringing up. You said being the same in the beginning. I know for myself, I have only it's been just a dramatic me and my wife have been together 10 years. We've only been married for 1. I will say just in this 1 year of marriage, we have both changed in major and dramatic ways. Now, as far as serving on the level when we began, I don't want to use the word serving, I definitely feel like I started off serving a certain way, and I want to continue serving a certain way, because I know at the end of the day, I want to, when I do leave this earth and God take me home, I want to be a good man at the end of the day. Whatever context that means, that comes in, good father, good provider, good listener, good, whatever that means to anybody around me, I want them to know Johnson was a good man. And I hope everybody wants to be a good person at the end of the day, because who wants to die saying with nobody caring? That's just fair. But yeah, as far as change, 20 years,
I've been married 18 and we've been together, 21?
How many, I guess since I'm only in year 1, what are some more changes I guess I should expect to come? Growth?
You just go,
First,
I'm
in or her?
Yeah,
both.
One of the things I noticed is, especially for me, and me and Kiana talk about it, when they have kids, that's gonna be the biggest thing that you're gonna have to get used to, because now it ain't about you.
It ain't about you no more.
It will never be about you after that. It's all about the kids. And that's why you gotta find that balance, as I was saying.
Ooh, that's my word.
Because you gotta know you're still Mufasa, but now the change comes when both of your focus is gonna be kids. Now, when I say both of your focus gonna be kids, that don't mean you give them all your focus.
Right.
Because you married your wife.
Right.
So your wife is your first responsibility. But those kids are very, 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 very close to that. Because that's what, you're going to have to be able to do and take care of. And so when you do that, I've learned that taking care of them and making them happy makes her happy. When it makes her happy, it makes you happy. And when it makes you happy, everybody's happy. And so that's what I'm learning, and it's a process, it's a constant process, because it may change in terms of, okay, how do I make them happy now? Because I got kids that are getting older. My oldest daughter is 26, and so it was a difference because she's from somewhere, a different person, but she stayed with us, and so understanding that dynamic. And then now she got her own kids, and she treats all 3 of them the same way as her kids, but now she got her own that she birthed, and so now that's a different kind of thought process and dynamic to the relationship. So you gotta figure how to do all of that and still maintain it. And when I say maintain it, still maintain the relationship that you and her have. And the one thing I would say, because we're getting back to this, is you gotta have a date night. It's a non-negotiable. It's a non-negotiable. If it's Saturday, Sunday, but it's gotta be a date night. And then I always try to pick moments, and she'll pick them too, where we have some downtime and she'll say, just come talk to me. And that makes it different because now I can understand, okay, where we going? And once I know where we're going, then I can say, okay, I can adjust. So that is some of the stuff when we're talking about family. I think it is so important that we do that. I would say though, the one thing that we're implementing is a theme called Back to the Dinner Table. And it's just what we lost when me and you and all of us that were a little bit older grew up with. We gotta sit at the table and eat with our kids.
Yeah, that was weird to me.
Yeah, but it's something that we do. My daughter hates it because maybe she got some secrets. But I always say that you have free range. Just as long as you don't curse at me. You have free range. You tell me anything, and I'm gonna leave it right here at the table. I may talk to mama about it, but I'm gonna leave it right here at the table. In terms of not letting them be fearful to talk to me and tell me, Daddy, I liked them. I did, but I liked them. Or Dad, I didn't like them. So those type of things. So we're gonna implement that back to the dinner table as a community as well, just because I think that will help the family structure. Even if you're not in the house, you still have opportunity to go and eat dinner at the, you get what I'm saying? Because I think that's where that child support comes in there. I think the child support kind of gets twisted because the relationship messed up.
Yeah.
It is.
You see what I'm saying? Like the relationship is like, no, I don't like him no more. Okay, you don't like him no more, so guess what? You shouldn't have a problem with saying, hey, come over here with your kids. Let's eat dinner, let's just have, because at that point, the feeling's gone.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of child support is off emotions. That's the problem. It's off emotions on both sides. I can't just blame, but on both sides.
But what I've noticed though, if you struggling, incarcerated, in and out of jail, got a dependency on something, you just got life real bad, they don't care to put your child support. They feel like they're living better than you. But if you ain't struggling, how dare you? They're coming.
I've been there, trust me. I've been there. Been there.
But no, another thing, like you said, balance. You don't want to be in a relationship where it's so much focus is on the kids, and before you know it, you done spent these 12 years of getting them out of school, and they go off to college, and then you didn't build in your marriage and your relationship.
That's the number one cause of divorce.
Now the kids are gone.
You ain't got nothing.
I don't even like him. I don't even like her. You know, and so it's like family vacations. If if the whole family go this time, the next time you go, the kids can't go. Just you and her go. You have to split it up. You have to just break balance, because I've seen a lot of situations where everything's about the kids, about sports, everything about this and about that, and before you know it, them kids are gone, and you with somebody you've been with 18 years, you don't even know. Yeah, you don't even know. So,
Balance.
Yeah.
Basically, never forget who you started with.
It's always It's
It's
single people.
Yeah.
Like when I met my wife, I had dreams. Cause everything I talk about now and who I am, I was talking about that then. My wife always said she wanted to do real estate. That was 25 years ago. I already knew eventually. She said, soon as we get them kids situated, I'm gonna go back to what I always wanted to do. So it was like, okay. Then we get together and the kids. And Lord, like everything done start spinning, and then that same little girl I thought, man, she evolving. And it's like, wow, ain't the same person. Every 5 years, we both was, you know what I'm saying?
So let me ask this question then. Because I did this weekend, which is funny. I asked her, what do I need to do to help you be the person you wanted to be?
That's what I always did. I always supported her.
Wanted to be or wanted?
Want to be. So when we first started, she wanted to be a teacher. And I never forget it. I had already been teaching. And she was in her senior year of college. And she missed the test by 2 points. And where I'm from, we don't cry. Or if we gonna cry, we getting something out to cry. So she was on the phone crying with her mom, and I'm listening and I was going blast her like, you ain't gonna be with Bobby Frazier, you crying. So I said, okay, well, let me figure it, because that's where I'm from. I'm from that hangar, and so I'm like, okay, how do we do this? And so that first question I asked, I'm like, well, what do we need to do I just need some more time to study. So guess what I do? Okay, I'm gonna give you more time to study. I'm gonna back off a little bit. We still gonna be together, but I'm gonna back off so So the next time she took it, she passed it. Now she was teaching. Now she surpassed what I was doing because now she's an assistant principal. So my next question to her was this weekend is what's next? What do you? Because at the end of the day, I know once she gets to that plateau and I start to doing what I know I should have been doing, it's over with. Now when I say it's over with, you can't stop me.
And on purpose.
Yeah.
That's So that balance and helping each other, because y'all both was a person, had goals, dreams, ambitions. Before y'all met, y'all supposed to. A man, that's why a man got to get his stuff together at the beginning, and then you won't be.
Exactly.
Don't wait till you're 35 and then you want to do your little beat machine. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but I'm just your family
It's gonna be hard.
Oh Lord, that wife ain't hearing none of that. Like,
No.
you be like, where's my beat machine? You seen my beat machine?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't know.
That kind of stuff happens. So as men, we gotta, like always, my wife had me, anything she says she want to do, I'm selling Mary Kay. I'm selling lip gloss. Ain't nothing she can tell me she want to do I didn't support. 110%. And then she's like, I don't want to do that anymore. I got all these orders from Mary Kay. I wanted something else. But I know the real estate was coming.
Yeah.
It was coming. So now it's like, I just can't wait to see, that she go hard, man. She not gonna let it go until it bless her.
We got a closer story than you know.
Oh man, so being, and then on our end, I'm gonna do what I want to do. It's in me. The support piece for my wife, her job is just to let me come home in peace, gather myself to go back out and fight again. I'm not gonna cry to you. I call him or something. I call you. I can call you too young. You gonna get that.
Ain't that right, Mr. Brown?
Yeah.
I'll be right over.
The men need to, you know what I'm saying? Like we just need you to be there. Like you said, keep the kids off us, rub our wounds. And look, like a man in the corner, in your corner. All right, now, you good? Like, I don't want to fight anymore. Yeah, you got to go back out there. My wife is like, all right, you be all right? My wife like, you got your alarm set? Yeah, I got it set. No, you don't want to go back, but I'm going back.
Yeah, that's funny you say that. Like, babe, this ain't a slight. Last night, I had my alarm set at 11 o'clock, and I woke up at 12:45, right? Like, I know I set my alarm. I didn't even check it, like, see if I missed it. Just got up, went on to work, right? And I talked to my wife earlier today. I go, did you hear my alarm go off? Yeah, you kept hitting snooze. I'm like, why you wake me up? Yeah, I didn't know if you had to be to work. And like, if I set the alarm, that's what time I was planning to get up. Like, make sure I get up.
How many times you hit it? After the third time,
I said 3 alarms.
I was say after the third one, I get up. Every time the third one, I just jump up because I know I ain't getting up after the third one.
Yeah.
I did not get up. I just stayed asleep. And she was like, yeah, you kept hitting the snooze. I didn't want you to get mad.
Yeah, that last 5 minutes be serious. That takes us into our next one, man. Like, we're gonna do more segments. This ain't gonna be the first or last round table talk, but this is starting off good. The next one, a man's purpose. A lot of men out there frustrated because they're not doing what they call to do, and they're going to their job they hate, and they have to because they latched to this family that they should have got their stuff together earlier, and they frustrated now because they got to go to their job and listen to this man and put on this show, this fake show, and come back and be miserable. I had a friend. One morning, my boy, he would call, he would pass by the job, and he said, man, if you don't say something, I ain't going. I said, what? He said, you better tell me something to make me turn around. I'm like, literally, what are you talking about? Y'all know what I'm saying today. I said, man, them kids, that household, the family, all right, I'm gonna go today, but tomorrow we're gonna do this again.
What? Wait.
He started to see, my boy,
the tall one?
Yeah. I'm talking, what are you talking? I'm like, boy, you gotta go to work, you got kids. He said, yeah, I'm gonna go today. But tomorrow,
I just told somebody, if people who I talk about, I just told somebody the story how we went to the game and they put our feet on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So purpose is huge for a man. A man gotta have purpose. You can't go around in this world and feel like you're gonna be healthy mentally if a man ain't doing what he's supposed to do. I'm telling you, it's not gonna work. He's gonna be frustrated, he's gonna bring that home and the whole house gonna be messed up.
It's like he lost.
Yeah. Find your purpose. If you do cars, you wash cars. If you do what I do, you talk. But you gotta do what you call to do. It's like if a car that sit there, you know it's gonna get old fast. It ain't gonna run when you go in and crank it because it wasn't meant to sit there. A plane can't sit in there at the airport. The plane gotta get in the air.
Yeah.
If they sit there, they gonna start other stuff that's gonna start happening because it's not meant. It's purpose. These chairs they ain't been sitting. If a house sit up too long.
You know, 50 Cent bought Mike Tyson house, right? Up in Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
And he said the upkeep was like, it got up to almost $1 million a year. He said the house was so big, stuff was just started breaking that he wasn't using. Like the house had to be functional. Yeah, he wasn't using the whole house and stuff just started breaking down and wearing down.
Think about a man. You just said something powerful. Think about that. If a man ain't being used how he's supposed to be used, it's called abuse.
Say it again. I don't ever say that.
Oh Lord! A man that is not on purpose and being used in the wrong way is called abuse. And that's why men are so frustrated. And a lot of people are checking out here, man. Mental health is real because of people not on purpose. Everything in this world is purpose. There's a purpose.
So I think that's true because when he's saying this, y'all, he talking to me.
I ain't look at you.
He talking to me.
They ain't looking.
But one of the things I always put in.
Was he gonna be preaching?
I ain't saying name.
So you have to understand, when I met Kev, I was doing very, very well at public speaking. So my purpose is to speak. But the one thing that I know is that, I talk to God all the time, and it's a thing of timing. It's timing. And I think he's trying to get me back in that timing because I know the purpose. The one thing about purpose that I really, really, truly believe is that if you walk in the woods and there's a path and it's going 2 different ways, you can choose either way to go. But here's the point about the purpose. No matter which way you decide, when you get to a certain point, both paths that you took are always gonna meet in the middle. So what God is telling me is that he's gonna meet me in the middle when it's time for me to do what I need to do. I gotta make the first step because I know the purpose. The purpose is to reach more people in terms of getting them to understand who they are. I know my purpose. When I speak, I know I can speak life into people and I can get people to do what they're supposed to do. That's why I teach. But the thing about the teaching is, it's like this piece of paper that's a square. It puts you in a box. You don't get an opportunity to really branch out and get more. Because the one thing that I know that God says to me all the time is, once I reach one, I'm going to reach more than one through that one, through that one, through that one. So it's almost in a sense like one person teach one person, and 2 people teach 2 people, and 4 people teach 4 people, and 8, 12, and so it's going to multiply. But I gotta start, and I gotta do the things that he's asking me to do consistently. And I do it half-heartedly a lot because I hit a bump when I look at people, and I see people that's not doing it.
Check it out. 2 things. Say consistently, right? One of our mottos on the show, you have to be consistently consistent, okay? We can schedule it every Monday night, 7 o'clock. Just sit in front of the camera and talk to people. What you want to do?
YouTube world, are you really ready for this person that you looking at?
Hey, we got Doc on the show again today.
And you can't say that right. You should have said, I was like, you messed up now.
I mean, we can talk about it. Let's go. I mean, at this point, it's really time.
We ain't paying that.
No, you listen. Trust me. Once we do what we need to do, I think it'll.
You made him nervous over there.
No, you made me nervous. You'll see. You will see, YouTube world. I promise you. I think that's the thing. Just to get it started, and I appreciate that often because once we get it started, it's gonna be.
We
had a Dr. Fish hour.
Nah, he passed due, Ken. I'm just saying, this show ain't about getting on it, but he passed due.
Hey, every Monday night we can schedule every Monday night.
Okay, let's go.
And if you can't make it, we can zoom you in.
No. We make it consistent. The people need consistency.
YouTube world, y'all hear this,
We
right?
don't miss a week, man.
Oh, okay.
This is serious, man. Like I said, you got people lives at stake. Like I said, I met this young man, Mr. Johnson, and when you say that one, and that's how I think about life. People think it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of resources, things like that. All it takes is you getting started, like I heard him say, and you doing your part.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I'm saying, this young man, I never called him my mentee, first of all, but you know what I'm saying, sometimes people...
I made my mentor. His fault.
Sometimes people, I just seen a young man, and I wish I would have had somebody tell me or give me some kind of. And he ain't asked for it. I was just, hey man, try this. I wasn't trying to throw it on him. I just, getting him somebody. He'll ask questions, which was what he's supposed to do. You don't know, you ask questions. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't do that when I was young. I made a lot of mistakes at his age. You know what I'm saying? So if I can save a young man or a kid the heartache and pain that I went through, why wouldn't I? As a young man, he can go eat. It's like even meeting me, I'm supposed to make somebody's life better when they meet me. He can tell you. It's like with you. I met him, how long it took for you to get to where you need to be?
What, need to be?
Well, where you was.
I don't say I got that.
From when I met you.
Just a year.
A year. But he did everything I told him to do. He listened. Now that was up to him. I was like my boy Ken, like I've been knowing him 20 years, he was patient. But he had told me one time, he was like, hey man, you get stuck together, find you some more. That's not gonna be your friend no more.
That's how you supposed to do it, right? Cause that's what he told. See that he tried to be slick. Cause that's what he told me.
What he told you?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. And he told me that, walked off, and I thought about it. I was like, I ain't gonna have no friend. You know what I'm saying? But I know what he was doing. I met the man in a certain way, and he, like I said, I ain't never asked him to be my mentor. I ain't never told him he was my mentor, but I watched him. I took what I can use. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you might just need one thing from that person. Everything you might can't use at that point. But he was a businessman when I met him. I was making $8.40. I ain't gonna tell you what he was making, but I was just looking crap. I was like, I ain't know what that meant. I met him, he was putting his business logo on his door.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, see how you living, how you moving, and how he handled people that didn't like him. And I'm like, I'm ready to do something. That's my boy. Nah, Ken, we good. We about to throw a big party. We gonna invite him. I'm like, why?
You like me, Ken. You like me.
I didn't understand. I was young.
Show him.
And
witnesses.
And then he started saying I need witnesses. And I'm like, then I started realizing, man, to be this person, you gotta have tough skin. The person I'll become. You know what I'm saying? Like to become this person, they have purpose. Help one. How many people I infect? But he helped one. But he don't ever want to take the credit. This is the whole reason why we started the show, because of I want people to know my one. You know what I'm saying?
And see, I think that's important because I'll be your one. Is what I heard somebody preaching one time. He said, well, I'll be your one. And I thought about it.
That's powerful. Boy, you just said something.
I thought about it and I was like, God.
That's a commitment.
That's serious.
I said, God, if I was to lead, I gotta assume that I'm going to get the reward, because the students ask me all the time, Mr. Fraser, how long you been doing this? And I say, well, shoot, I've been off and on for 27 years. God, my sister said, because I've taught siblings, I've taught a whole family this last 7 years. But the thing that the one that I first taught told them helped them. And all they said was, if you just listen, he gonna be hard, but he gonna make you better. You just listen.
Yeah.
And when the young lady told me that, I said, I got to do more for her, because if you listen, you gonna win. And I never wanted any credit or anything, just to listen and understand what I'm trying to get you, or what position I'm trying to put you in. Because if you get put in the position, you made me him. And all they gotta do is say that one name, especially if that name is a name that they say, oh, I can trust that.
Yeah, you said that. That's good.
And the purpose gets fulfilled in that once you say the name, now it's the extension of being helped. And so I think that's the most important thing we're trying to get to. You guys understand is that purpose, it has a purpose. It just doesn't mean it's purpose. It means it has a purpose to extend its purpose to the next thing or the next purpose. And so, so that's what we're talking about when we say purpose. It doesn't always mean you gotta think about, I just gotta, no, it's a purpose for you doing something for someone, to help someone, to extend the gift that you call purpose. So,
Purpose is really not with self.
Like for, and people, they gonna ask this question. How do you find your purpose? I help you with that too.
I just wrote that down.
You getting the first hand for charging. that's my boy right there, that's my boy. But powerful enough purpose, what is keeping you up at night? What is that thing that God keep waking you up, telling you to do it, you don't want to do it? What is that fear you hiding behind? A lot of fears I was hiding behind became my strength. I know my purpose now is that one. I'm not here for everybody, I'm here for somebody. And every time I impact one, I feel like sometimes I feel like I ain't doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then I come back and see a former student or see somebody tell me what I did, and I'm like, I don't know, you know.
You build the disciples.
I'm on purpose.
Yeah.
I sit here and look at y'all three young men, and y'all have one thing in common. Purpose. You pour into people. Only thing that matters is what you do for Christ and God. Children. My job is to give all I can, my gifts, talents, skills, abilities, to betterment of mankind. Purpose. I'm on purpose. I live it every day. I live on purpose because I always want to be that teacher I never had, that father I never had, that friend I never had, that businessman. The things that I didn't have, I feel that void in helping somebody else. So find that thing that God is, that you put on the shelf, that thing that you put on the shelf, and you just left it there and you look at it every now and then. It ain't gonna let you sleep, it ain't gonna let you rest until you answer the call. You answer the call, it's not work, it's fun.
it's fun, yeah.
It's fun. You know what I'm saying?
This is easy.
Right.
There's that one thing that keeps you up that you just put on the shelf and God gave you that. That wasn't yours. It's to help people. Your gift is to help people. If somebody sing, it's other people get healed and feel happy and cry. Young lady behind our camera, she loved doing this. I don't. Cameras and all that, all the editing and all this stuff, she loves it. But that's gift. But how many people she reaching just behind the scenes? These young men teach. He's a history teacher. He don't even tell you all that.
Oh, okay.
I know. I was like, tell him what you do. The man knows our history, and they don't tell it the right way.
Can I
His
ask
story. You don't want to tell our story.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead,
Is Kyrie wrong?
Whoa, kid.
I know.
So YouTube, I'm gonna spare y'all just because
no.
I want them to keep their show.
There you go. We just started.
I want them to keep their show. But I'm just gonna.
You can say it in a way.
I'll say it this way. At the end of the day, no one gets mad at you for lying.
Ooh, that's good. Say it again.
Nobody get mad at you for lying. Nobody.
That's a good one.
Here's the second. Here's the second point.
You said it again.
The truth don't need no help.
Yeah.
It don't need.
You don't know him. What did Christ do? He told the truth and got what? In trouble. I'm sorry, he got crucified.
They don't like his name.
They ain't like his look.
Yeah.
We not do, so I think what we have to realize, and it'll go right into managing emotions and mindset. I think that at the end of the day, we've been taught how to just go off emotions and not really a mindset. A mindset gives you this. Let's just think about if you're a basketball player, right? And you decided that you were going to the NBA. And you said, in order for me to get to the NBA, I have to do these things. As you all know, when we wake up in the morning, as we all just talked about, it's hard to get up, right? But if you set this thing right here to say, I don't care what it is, I'm going to get up at this time every night, even when I don't feel like it.
Discipline.
Your mindset will shift you into another gear and another realm. I'll tell a quick story. Gilbert Arenas was practicing with Kobe Bryant. He said Kobe Bryant made him shoot 1,000 jump shots. Gilbert said he shot the first 10 and his arms were tight. And Kobe said, I know you understand that we're not leaving until you make 1,000 of these. He said he told his mind, listen, you don't get tired. and he started making 30, 50, 70. He said when he got to making 1,000, he looked at Kobe, he said he was drenched. But this is what he said that made the most sense. Once he shifted his mind to say, I'ma shoot and make these 1,000, he said that was his MVP year. I mean his All-Star year where he was an MVP candidate. Mindset.
Hey, watch this.
The next two, mindset.
This dude right here.
Lord.
I am not a shooter. Okay? I'm in the paint beating people up. Look what I do. And who's it, Wayne Dyer?
Are you proud about this?
Hey, what did they show Wayne Dyer? Show say who you supposed to be, the team bouncer?
Yeah. Y'all laugh, he said.
But he introduced me to this video of Wayne Dyer about thinking things to the end, right? And me and him, we showed up at the gym early, just me and him in the gym. And when I'm shooting around the key, I must hit like 7 threes in a row to the point. KB just stopped and look, man, what's wrong with you?
I ain't never seen you shoot. What you doing?
I was just draining him. And I told him it was because of the Wayne Dyer video, just think mindset.
You gotta see it before it happens. I'm talking about literally close your eyes, see it, then you do it. It is.
Yeah, I was draining. Now when we started playing that I wasn't
It went in. But still, you still gotta keep that mindset focused. Here's the thing that I want people to understand, just if you could think about this. Each and every element that we have in this universe was created from a mindset that caused a thought to make things happen. The mindset of God, right now, we are running around in the mindset of God. All we gotta do is just pick which thing means the most to us, and that mindset will trap us into doing what we need to do. And that's what I'm trying to tell myself every day. Like, come on, you gotta get that mindset. So people will see me and they'll say, man, why you get up so early in the morning to go to the gym? That's the only time I can get my mind set to say, I gotta do all these other things while I'm lifting weights. So while I'm lifting weights, I'm telling myself, oh, at 5 o'clock we're gonna do this. Oh, at 6 o'clock. And it's still a constant mindset that I'm implementing. Now I'm going to change that and put scriptures in it while I'm lifting. But it'll create that mindset to always think God first. And so the thing that matters the most is the mindset that creates an emotionless person. Why is Tom Brady so focused? He goes to his mindset, which is what we call our dark space. Because he can block out a whole divorce.
He's still gonna lose.
But it's okay, even if he lose, but he can block out and say, hey, I gotta go to my dark space, which is my mindset, to block out this, to achieve this. Yeah. This goal that I'm trying to achieve. I gotta make it happen. It starts with that mindset.
I don't want to put his hustle out there, but I'm gonna put it out there. Like, Tom Brady retired, right? He signed a contract with ESPN for $320 or $30-something million. Okay? Then all of a sudden he says, you know what? Take that back. I'm gonna come back and play. Because if he had signed that contract, then got his divorce, he lost more money. I'm just saying, people didn't notice that, but they didn't catch that.
It's the mindset still.
Yeah, they
understand it.
Yeah, so he ain't coming back. Oh, I'm just coming back to give it one more try. No, he just saved about $160 million by not signing the contract, coming back to play one more year,
Give it that.
get the divorce, get his paperwork together. My wife looking at me while I say this, but we ain't dealing with the numbers we did.
And come on back.
Yeah, but ain't nobody talking that. Cause they was like, he getting $300 million for ESPN, and I'll say like, nah, I'm coming back.
Who does that?
Now watch what happened. When this season's over with,
owe him more.
Then he's gonna go to ESPN
and get more.
He's gonna get that money.
Mindset.
Yeah.
Them 2 words, man.
And he gonna look at her at the house that she just bought down the street from his house and smile. I'm just saying. What do you like mindset?
We go to mindset programming. I have been on the day I got married, I actually decided to program myself to start doing the daily Bible. So I've gone through many stories already.
We need all that Bible.
Long story short though, going back to what he said, programming. Programming your mind program your perspective is what I think is the most important. Because if you can change your perspective or already align your vision and your perspective to see you already got a goal, already have an aspiration, and as long as I have my perception is this is gonna be it, it's either I'm gonna be successful or I ain't gonna make it, There is no plan, or if you set your plan up, plan A, plan B, my perspective is I'm gonna make this no matter what happens. There is no way out. Marriage, we're not getting divorced. We gonna work this thing out. We gonna grow together. Any type of relationship, mother, daughter, son, all of that perspective. As long as you have the right perspective on those things, as long as you program yourself consistently, you'll be fine. You'll be all right.
Mindset.
You can handle your emotions if you can program
have a
yourself.
mindset with all
You know what
these
Mike
things.
Tyson say, right?
What it say?
Everybody got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. So what happens when you get hit?
Well, you got.
You better have a
Well,
mindset.
You right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to.
Here's today. I'm going back just a little bit to purpose. I'm glad we got to do this. So purpose, I put it in. Now I teach engineering, so I put it in a mathematical equation for myself. Purpose equals skill, gift, and consistency. You gotta have the skill to get where you're going. You gotta have a gift that God gave you to even be put in that position, because it has to be something organic and something you can't control.
Yeah.
And you have to be consistent at it in order for it to be a thing that comes into the real world. Otherwise, it'll just be an idea or something you think it is.
Say that again.
I'm gonna steal that.
I said it's gonna be it's
Collaborate.
skill. It's skill plus a gift
Yeah.
and consistency on top of all of that. Now that transcends purpose, transcends vision and reason, because I have a gift that no matter how I feel about it, if I see somebody hurt, I'm gonna help. I don't have a reason for helping them. I didn't even see me helping them, but my purpose is gonna make sure I help them, because I never give up, and that's what I was gonna say.
And even if you get hit, the good part about getting hit is now you know how it feels.
Hey,
No, I'm just saying.
Right.
Now you know how it feels.
Yeah,
So
you know.
then now you're like, okay, that's the best you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And mind when you get up.
Yeah, you
Right.
you're gonna have to get up with that mindset.
There go that
If you're a
consistency.
champion, you're gonna have to get up.
That's a powerful word, man.
Yeah. You're gonna have to
Ain't
get
nothing
up.
like a made up mind, they say. The mind is set on something.
It's
That's
gonna-
it. The
once it's
mind.
set. Yeah, once it's set.
If you can set that thing right, like we said that there was a thought 6 months ago. I talked to him. Make it happen. That's all he ever said.
Yeah, just
Make it happen.
Yeah.
My mind was set.
Yeah.
We already seen all this in our head. I'm talking about literally. I wouldn't worry about the talking part, 'cause we've been talking and having a conversation for 20 years. So us coming and let people see what we've been talking about for 20 years, it's easy. One take. Ain't no scripts. Our manager get mad at us, but we're gonna do better. We just straight one take.
No, man, just say a name, man. You gotta put a name
It's
out there.
Kiana. You know,
We're gonna be like the Howard Stern show, and that'll be Robin. You know, we put a name out there.
yeah, she'll be in a corner like, where she go? She said 2 words every show. Yeah, I don't like him either. That's all.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert.
Put it out
Kiana
there.
Robert.
But I think one of the things I also seen in this is the emotions. I think we're emotional people, and that's not haphazard. This is just coming from our DNA. But the mindset helps us control the emotions.
Yes.
I think-
It's supposed to.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to. You're correct. I think one of the things that I've learned, and I'm getting better results, is not to be so emotional.
Oh no, we can't. I've been accused of being, what's the word?
Motionless.
No, nonchalant emotion, because it's like I just got this firm belief when it's time to make a decision. You know, I remove all my emotions, I get my information, and then I'll make my decision. If there's some emotion I have to deal with, I'll deal with it later. But I don't care. In the midst of whatever chaos is going on, I'm chilling. I'm soaking up the information. Okay, like if your first response to a crisis situation is like, "What the?" You already lost.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm more like, okay, what? Hey, calm down. You know, if we make a decision, boom, we keep it moving. I've been accused of like not putting enough thought in certain stuff, and you know, not really caring. But no, it's like if I acted on emotions, I would make so many bad choices because emotions is feelings. And after I make that choice and that feeling's gone, I wish I had done something different.
Yes.
We got jails full right now because of emotion. Graveyards are full because of emotions right now. Divorces because of emotions right now. So yeah.
There's a lot in this.
Unemployed because of emotions right now.
I think the biggest problem with emotions is you ain't gotta lose control but one time.
That's
One
it.
time.
Wrong place, right time.
Yeah.
That's
It don't
it.
take but one time.
One time.
And that's why consistency, and that's one thing I would preach to young men. Look, man, it only take one time.
See,
I ain't say make mistakes while you're young and you can recover.
you say young man, right?
Oh man.
See, this is what I want to tell you. I've been telling him, I really don't grasp the mentorship.
Why you pointing at me?
I mentioned this to you. All right? I'm saying it from the witnesses now. It's like, I never really grasped the mentorship part of life. I just feel like live life as you know people are watching. And if they're paying attention, they'll learn, they pick up. But I think I really want to have a real, not a big brother situation, but a mentorship where we can go into the schools and do that.
Do what?
Mentor.
You just gotta have the manpower.
We gotta go. We go in there and bring wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
That can be done, but it's a little,
Like
like you say, it's boxed in.
I ain't got a problem with that.
No. It's kind of boxed in. You know, we all in education. You not. So no.
And that's why I make a difference. I'm not. I don't have the same constraints y'all got. I can do and say things.
I tell them this all the time.
It ain't.
It's rigid in that world.
Yeah. Man, let
You
me.
can't. All right, let me tell you. You can't say nothing about the alphabet people.
I ain't gonna say nothing about it anyway.
Yeah, right.
No, I'm just
Some of
train
them
up a
kids
child
need to
when
be-
she
some of
when
them
they young,
kids
when they
need-
old, they won't depart from the way. We have to train up our young boys to be young men, the growing to be men. We have to
Yes.
train our girls to be women. You know,
Yes.
a lot of times we're not doing that, and then making other choices.
We gotta start early.
Yeah.
No, it's being done in certain places. Don't get me wrong. Like big brother, big
in
sister.
the school, I would turn it out. I promise.
The thing is, it's consistency. I don't know what other word to call it, but I'm gonna be 100%. Like, so you said earlier, if you have a child who you can't reach, let's say the first couple of times, let's say you try a couple of times, you're like, all right, I'm about done with this clip. But you gotta also understand that you're not just talking to him when you're trying to reach him, but you're showing everybody else how hard you're willing to try to reach anybody. So if you're not consistent always, and you show somebody that you're not willing to always be consistent, they start to break that down mentally, and they teach themselves that I don't have to be consistent either. And that's where we go back to the emotional thing. You emotionally as a grown man can't lose yourself in the middle of a school place because they watching you.
No, I won't lose myself.
I think one of the biggest
I
things
enjoy.
he has to realize this.
He ain't never been in it. You don't understand.
There's other, forces and factors.
Yeah.
But here's the one factor that we talked about earlier. I don't care how much you reach a kid. It's all gonna boil down to one thing.
What's that?
The parent.
Parent.
Because here's the thing, I can't say this because it's confidential, but there are parents that just want their child to be successful. It don't matter what. You can show the parent this gonna benefit you too. It just ain't gonna happen. And so that's the thing that we don't realize. It's almost in a sense like this right here. It's almost in a sense like telling someone, stop selling drugs, but you ain't offer them nothing else.
Another option, yeah.
How that sound?
Not replacing the boy.
You ain't offer them nothing else.
Yeah.
Stop selling drugs. Well, what else you got to offer me? Because if you don't have anything to offer me, I'm not doing it. I'm not stopping. And so that's the thing. And so telling the kid that X, Y, and Z ain't right, and they see their parent do it every single day. It's hard because remember, the parent is the one that's what? Feeding the child.
Yeah.
Housing. Doing all that. So it's hard for us to break that barrier until the parent sees it. And if the parent don't see it, it won't happen. As much as kids want to be, because I've always learned this in this 20-something years, kids want to have adults tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See,
They want that.
You just changed my whole mindset. Now, my mentor program, my motto is going to be for the willing.
We the will. Oh, I can't say that. I almost feel like to say
Yeah, for the, this is just for the willing. It's just like when even Saul, he said he made himself as the Greeks and the Jews so he can save some souls amongst all of them. He said he wasn't gonna get them all. He said amongst them he could save some. You see what I'm saying? You can't reach everybody. Not all at one time. But there's some in there that you can get to.
Yeah, you can get to them. I've seen it happen. We in it every day.
I used to talk to him. We was in there with the worst of the worst they gave. I came back. He was the one that I went and got to help me in that academy of like 40 of the
Worst
kids. And we did our thing.
And I can attest every time I see one of them, they do real good. And I go for two things. Number one, me and Kev had a relationship, but number two, I never forget the day he brought Donkey in.
Trail.
That's
He
And
coming.
Who that?
He was a stream looking at life plus 99. And God got him out, and now he's straight for God. I told you about that.
And he came in
Trail,
there.
you gonna meet him.
He came in there and prayed with them children, and they all got saved. And all the ones that got saved are doing very well.
And he extreme was in the streets.
Extreme. Okay.
He a Labusa cousin.
Oh, okay.
I told you about it.
Nah, I don't remember, but okay.
Yeah, he gonna
Boosie cousin.
I'm bring him on. That's my boy. He said I mentored him too.
I still think I can get in that school.
No, you can.
Try it, do it.
No, you can. I'm gonna bring in it, but it's just a different. You gotta get beside into that thing. You just can't go in there how you are.
Yeah.
Cause the kid like tell you
I'm like,
and cuss you out, and you be looking at him, and then want to run up to you. You be like,
I like, bro, you do understand staying your ground,
See,
right?
that's you ain't gonna. You gonna have to soften him up real.
No,
you gotta understand that dynamic.
that whole world, girls and boys.
Hey, you can say what you want. You fine with whatever, but the minute you touch me, I'm gonna vert back to that dude. I'll be back in a minute.
See, you got a mentor
you got a mentor.
Right, and I'm gonna show you how to handle that.
Let me comment on if you gonna make a mentorship program like that, I would say go ahead and either call it Unc or something like that. The kids love this. Not every uncle is an uncle, but every uncle is an uncle. Kids, like you said before, all kids want to be led. All kids want to learn at the end of the day. They might not want to learn what you're teaching right there in the middle of their school while you just up there talking, but they all want to learn something.
Yeah.
They all want a better life.
Yeah.
Everybody want a better life than their parents, regardless of how good it is. They all gonna want a better life than their parents. They all gonna be better.
If there's a value there, I'll invest into it. But I can't invest in when there's no value there. Sometimes that light is off and that pilot light ain't coming back on.
Now I know you pray, right?
Yeah, I pray.
So even if you don't say something to you the first time, you gonna keep praying, right?
Yeah, I keep praying. But see, I pray then I listen.
Well, I'm about to say you
He's
gonna
saying
need
that
patience.
today.
I pray, I listen. See, a lot of people pray, but how many people pray and then they listen for a response? You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever watch me go to work, I walk out here about 1 o'clock in the morning, walk out the garage door, shut the door, start the car. I may be sitting there praying like 5-10 minutes before I even move, you know, before I pull out the driveway. And I gotta make sure I cover my wife and kids, everybody, you know, before I even move. And then sometimes after I'm done, I just sit there and I just listen. You know, it's like when you hear his voice one time, you know it every time.
Every time.
You know, I ain't gonna, you know, I got a story. I ain't told a story in a while.
You doing good.
Man, yeah. I was in a situation. I'm trying to tell it quick. Can I tell it quick?
Go ahead.
I was in my truck and like all day I'm sluggish and sleeping while I'm driving. I'm like, man, I'm tired. I never sleep more than an hour in my truck. You know, I'm like, take a quick nap. I'm going. And there's one time I pull up and go to sleep, and I slept like 6 hours with my truck running, right? AC on. And I woke up, it was dark. I instantly got mad because I had slept so long. But what woke me up, when I was laying down, I heard the voice that said, okay, Ken, been laying there long enough. It's time for you to get up now. Just like that. And when I woke up, I'm mad. And because I slept for 6 hours, I could have been home by then. I was on 77, just north of Columbia, South Carolina, right? And so then going home, making it to Atlanta, I'm still struggling. I cannot stay awake. I don't know what the problem is, right? So I finally make it back, drop the trailer, get another trailer. I'm headed north the next morning, back up to Greensboro, and I'm smelling exhaust fumes, right? And I was like, something ain't right. But every time I pull over to check, I cut my truck off.
Yeah, you ain't gonna smell it. You
Right.
ain't gonna smell it.
So now I finally stopped. I left my truck running, and I got out. My exhaust pipe in the back of behind the cab of my truck, it got loose and spun around.
And you okay?
It was flying through the glass. And so those 2 days, I'm struggling to stay awake because I'm driving smelling exhaust fumes. And when I was laying there asleep for 6 hours with my truck running, I'm smelling exhaust fumes. Then that moment, I realized I heard his voice. That moment, it was like, oh, he spoke to me. You know, that moment, so I'll never forget the voice. And then like 6 months later, it was like, I thought about the situation, got a whole new revelation. It wasn't the revelation that he spoke to me. It was the fact that I heard him. You know what I'm saying? And then so like now, I be praying, we be talking, and I get done, I be waiting on that voice. Like, You know, talk to me. You know,
Tell me something.
huh?
Tell me something. Just like
Yeah,
tell me something.
yeah. It's like once you hear that voice one time, oh my God. When I be in the middle of doing something I ain't got no business doing, I hear that voice. Yeah, I know it. You know, oh, okay, that's him. That's him. You know,
I wouldn't have said that. No.
yeah. That
Forget
voice
that
brings
guy.
correction right away. I know. I mean, it was just like, can you lay down and sleep long enough now? Time you go ahead and get up now. Then I just woke up, just calmly like that. But when I first heard that and I first woke up, I didn't know it was him. You see what I'm saying? I didn't realize till the next day when I realized I was smelling exhaustion, like he was waking me up so I didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said, okay, he got more work for me. He got
That's
more
good.
work for me, but yeah. That's
I
just,
like this, man. Like, subscribe, follow, always check us out.
yeah.
More of this coming. Roundtable discussion of young men. Singleton-Brown live. So we want to finish it up on the last piece
On health.
on health. Health of that thing is
Hey,
broad by itself. Health for your people, health for the family, health for black men, health for
mental health.
women, mental health.
Yeah.
Health is, you can't do none of the above if you ain't healthy. Let's say that. So we got to do better by taking care of ourselves, going to the doctor, you know,
I can
eat
tell
an
you that.
apple a day. I'm telling people, eat an apple a day, eat a pear or something. All our issues are either in our heart or in our gut. People got hypertension, heart attack, strokes, low cholesterol. All this stuff is issues of what we eating. We got all this unforgiveness, all these heart issues. That's in the soul, that mind, the seat of the soul. It's getting deep here, man. That mind, that health issues. People don't want to forgive. They got all this unforgiveness. They let it go. I had to let it go. I'm a witness. Everything I tell y'all, I done lived it. I was dying slowly until I let go of that unforgiveness. And I feel like I was able to breathe. All that I was carrying. I was stage sick. I got sick every year. I don't get sick. So y'all gotta do better by taking care of yourself. Go to the doctor. If you can't do none of the above, if you're sick, you can get all the money, you can run all you want, get all the money you want, but if you're sick, somebody else gonna enjoy it. I promise you. That's a promise.
You always gonna
I
enjoy it.
promise you.
So when I think of health, I just think of mental health. That's what my show I want to be about, mental health for young people. I want to make sure that we do mental health for young people. And I even have a tag for it, coming to the couch. Because I think one of the things in our neighborhood is we're too taboo about, I'm not crazy, I'm not going to a couch. Coming to the couch is just a play on words of, we're gonna sit down and talk through these issues that we mentally have. I'll never forget, shout out to the alternative school, DeKalb Alternative. I was at the alternative school in 1999. I never forget it. And I was in the cafeteria. We used to always have to do cafeteria duty. And I noticed the kid was always by himself, but I never kind of paid attention. So one day out of the blue, I just said, I gotta pay attention because he just ain't moving with everybody else. And I thought it was good because it was different, because I love being different. So one day I talked to the kid and I said, hey man, let me ask you a question. Why you always sitting by yourself? And, he told me a story or whatever, and he said, Mr. Frazier, the good part about you talking to me today is that if you hadn't said nothing to me, I was planning on killing myself.
Oh.
And so at that very moment is when I realized, wait a minute, we don't listen to kids. We really don't. And I'll get sometimes that way. We don't listen to kids. We really don't listen to what they're saying. We really don't listen to what they're doing. And we really don't pay attention to what they really mean. And a lot of times it doesn't mean anything except for I just want to talk. Just let me talk.
Hear me.
Hear me.
Hear me and see.
And so I have this thing with, if we can help children, we can help the world. Because I believe that children are what we need to focus on in order to get where we need to go. I always tell my kids I'm about to be 50 in 2 more weeks. Shout out Sagittarius. But in 2 more weeks with God will now be 50. And we always call that the 4th quarter. And so one of the things that I promised myself is to leave the world better than I got it. And one of the things I know is I can leave it in the hands of capable young people. Doesn't mean 15, it means anybody from 18 to 25 in that gap. Those are young people. And I think if we could listen and help them, we would be better off as a society, because these are the people that's going to really take care of us anyway. And so we gotta make sure that their mental capacity is where it needs to be. And I'm not saying it's gonna be perfect, but I know that for a fact that if we can get them just to think and to talk about it, it will be a hell of a lot better than them just thinking that what they're doing is right and it's not really right.
You know what I'm saying? Help.
I'll pick it back off of that. Just thinking mentally. You gotta be strong mentally. We got a lot of mentally weak people these days. People can't handle, something simple as words, which is really interesting. I can't really handle a bullet if it was to hit me. I think I'd probably fall apart. But I can definitely handle words. They don't seem to affect me very much. I can definitely handle opinions. I like other people. I like to hear what other people got to say. I think we're in a state where it's so much confusion because we don't know what is we're so called lost in between being logical and being emotionally there for other people. We don't even know that we just can't make the basic decisions anymore. And that's causing a whole lot of health issues for people. Unnecessary stress is what I like to call it. You're stressing over stuff that don't even exist. Mm-hmm. Words can't even bite you. You know that? I ain't never been bitten by words before.
Words can't bite you.
But you'll tell somebody something crazy, and they can hurt you.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things I would say, as far as health, and for those who are looking to become more healthy, start with listening. Start. First thing you do is start. I was gonna ask Mr. Brown this question just to make him say my words, but I was gonna say, how come people don't do better when they do know better? Because they never start to do better. You gotta start to do better, man. You gotta want to do better. At the end of the day, we all gotta want it. Just like this is all one sports team, regardless. We all playing the game of life.
Yeah.
You gotta want to do better. You gotta start at some point. Whether it's gonna be the day tomorrow, don't make a difference. But the later you start, the harder it's gonna be. That's all it is. But that's it. That's all I gotta say. Just get started, man. That's the healthiest thing you can do is get started. The healthiest thing you can do is eat that apple, right? If you watch it live, go ahead and you eat an apple today. Go ahead and eat that apple now. Don't wait. Don't call somebody. Don't second guess yourself. Just go ahead and grab an apple. If you ain't got an apple, go grab some water. Go drink a little bit. Drink 1 bottle of water in the morning before you drink anything else. I drink a bottle of water before I drink my coffee. Get started.
I like that.
You like the apple.
Yeah. Say, man. Okay.
Hey, this man, he's like what's the word, aficionado of apples.
I got certain ones I like.
Yeah, certain apples. Like,
Yeah, it's serious.
He's a juicer for real.
yeah.
You still juicing?
Yes, sir.
I got a juicer because of you. I hope you know that.
I'm trying to keep you alive, so you're married to a young woman. I'm just saying. You just started, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So
No more words.
you want to say, this last comment on health?
Oh man, that's another show for me.
I know.
I got a lot to say about health, man.
Help somebody say something. Give them a little.
Man, it's like, my part about health is like to men. Go get checked out.
Please.
Slightest little ache and pain. I mean, I'm gonna tell you a short snippet. I had a hernia. I thought it was a hernia. Went to the doctor. No, I didn't even have medical insurance. I got medical insurance so I can go to the doctor because I knew I had to get hernia surgery. So I went, he verified it was a hernia. 2 weeks later, we set up the operation. I went like August 3rd, we had the operation. August the 18th, I wake up from surgery. I said, Doc, we good? He says, no. He had to stop the surgery because he found fluid, found a mass. Then he made me go see this oncologist. Next thing you know, they're like, basically, long story short, my appendix was making tumors all over the place. So then come October, I had to have 1 surgery, lost a spleen and the appendix, and then some tumors. Then come November, get married like a month after surgery. Then 2 weeks later in December, had to have a 3rd surgery, lost the gallbladder, some more tumors, high-tech treatment. That's a chemo treatment. And it was like, all that happened because I had a hernia in my groin area. But you know what? After all that was done, I didn't have a hernia no more. because it wasn't really a hernia that I had. It was the tumors
yeah.
that I had. You know,
That
it was the cancer that they found in my body. And I did not go that one day to fix a small problem. I never would have found a big problem. And Minister Saunders, he hit his knee on the landing gear of a trailer, his leg on landing gear of a trailer, and he limped for a couple of days. He thought, well, it'd get better. Well, he was at a truck stop. By the grace of God, he didn't sleep at the DC up in Kentucky. He slept at the truck stop. When he woke up to go inside to take a shower, walk across the parking lot, he fell. He couldn't breathe. Like, he didn't know when he hit his leg, he had got a blood clot. Now it had traveled through his in his lungs. He up in Kentucky, laying on the ground in the truck stop. They're like, you all right? He said, no. And they took him to the hospital. That's when COVID first broke out. He was in the hospital by himself. He had a blood clot because he hit his leg on the landing gear of a trailer. It's like the smallest, man, as men, we get hurt. The smallest thing, we ain't good. Go get checked. And young people, pay attention to what you do to your body at a young age. Because what you do in your teens, your 20s, and your 30s, then when you get later in your 40s and your 50s or whatever, and you have some type of ailment, now your organs can't even take the treatment because you don't beat them up so early on in life. They'll medicate you, but the medication will beat up your organs. Now you got liver failure. Because all the drugs you put in your system all through life. So now you was fine and healthy, but now that you're not, and now you can't even take the cure. So you really got to pay attention to your body early in life. Protect it early so you can have it later. So, but yeah, we gonna have this, depth story.
Why don't we do a men's health fair?
Yeah.
Do whatever we want to do.
Nah, I'm just saying, why don't we do it?
You said the wrong one.
No, we ain't doing that.
No. We can get doctors and things and that nature. Why don't we just do it?
Yeah, but man, that is health. Oh my God.
Can I speak to the old guys real fast? Not y'all. Y'all young guys. I'm talking to the old guys because I haven't heard this from y'all yet. This is why I don't consider y'all to be old. Let me tell you what I consider old person to be. The most unhealthy thing I've noticed throughout my very short 30 years of living, 31 years of living. When I hear people saying the same old stories about the same old regrets, it's only a matter of time. That's the most unhealthy thing you can do is tell the same old story. Get over it. Continue to thrive to become something better than what you already are, and let that other stuff go. Because otherwise, you hanging on to that's just cancer. You hanging on to cancer. But that was all I was gonna say.
I got a joke about health, right? It's funny. Y'all notice how y'all always later in life, like granddad and grandma, they be in the bathroom, don't lock the door. You always walk in on them. You know why that is? They done got to the point so old, they go to the bathroom, they go, if something happened in here, they might have to come in here and get me, so I don't like the dog.
Yeah, that might be true.
That's true.
Hey, I'm only telling you
That's
that.
safe.
Because at times I go to the bathroom, I think that. I may not want to lock the door.
I need to get in just in case something happens.
I don't like to do anyway. I don't know why.
And that's why you always walked in on grandma and granddad in the bathroom, because they didn't lock their door just in case you had to come in.
Something happened.
Yeah. That's when you know you're old.
Well, thank y'all, man. This is just the beginning of roundtable discussion. Y'all will be back.
Oh yeah. Somebody's gonna be here.
I was about to say, I guess my boy Frazier.
Y'all heard of YouTube land. If you don't keep your word, shut the show down, call in, do what you gotta do.
Wait.
They know me. Look, they know me.
Hey, shut it down. Probably trying to get to
So you gonna keep it public, I'm gonna keep by. We bitching it.
Like I said, y'all look out for Mr. Frazier's show coming soon. Thank you, Mr. Johnson,
Oh yeah, anytime.
for coming. Like I said, these two young men are in the educating our young minds to be better. Thank you, Mr. Singleton, for being that one. See how I'm impacting people's lives? See?
You know what? I'm actually sitting here, right? Like, man, I remember when this dude wouldn't even make eye contact.
No.
When he talked to you, he wouldn't look you in your eye. I like AKB, man. If you don't make eye contact, can't nobody trust you.
Yo.
You know, he wouldn't make eye contact. Now I'm sitting there looking at the people that is connected to you now. You see what I'm saying? It's all great people, positive people. I'm sitting there, I'm like smiling on the inside of myself, like, look at this.
Yeah, he know me before.
Give him a try.
Yeah.
Before all this books and
Yeah.
all these thousands of people that are impacted. But that's, you know, I come from this tree, you know what I'm saying? You know, a tree, a fruit by the, you know, a tree by the fruit is bearing, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, he don't like taking credit for it. But it's okay.
Good.
I give him his flowers while you're here. If y'all know me, I don't get
time, man. I just got married. I got a lot of time to go.
Yeah, so like always, you know, you said like, subscribe, follow, hit the notification bell, Singleton-Brown live on all our platforms. We go live on, I'm about to say Wednesday, on Thursday nights at 7 p.m.
Monday pretty soon.
Yeah, so
Check me out.
subscribe. Sing, my boy Frazier, his show is coming. We're gonna help him get set up and everything, and we're gonna do a lot of collaboration, man. I appreciate all y'all. Anything you want to say?
Man, come on, you the close, man. Go ahead.
Who are we?
Singleton.
And I'm Brown.
And we what?
We was live.
Now we out.
Peace.
You know what I'm
Peace.
saying? Can't real fool for them.
Jay Cameron.